Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're joining me today. If you're here, it means you're ready to get serious about how we actually understand our digital spaces. Today, we're diving deep, and I mean really deep, into the absolute fundamentals of measuring online performance. We're going to unpack a crucial module that's designed to completely take the guesswork out of your digital strategy. Because look, whether you're running a small personal blog or a massive corporate platform, understanding how to truly measure performance, that's the bedrock of your entire digital strategy.
So how do you actually measure online success? It sounds like a simple question, right? But seriously, think about it for a second. Is it just a gut feeling? Are you relying on those vanity metrics, like how many likes a post got yesterday, instead of tracking actual conversions? The reality is, without a concrete toolkit to measure your performance, you're basically flying blind. You could be pouring incredible effort into your platforms, but without the right measurement tools, you literally have no idea what's working, what's totally flopping, or how to fix it. Well, today, we're going to fix that. We're building out your essential digital toolkit.
All right, here's our roadmap for this explainer. Number 1, the pursuit of high ROI. Number 2, insight site-side analytics. Number 3, external ads and market stats. And finally, number 4, optimizing your analytics tools. Now, I know that sounds like a bunch of dense marketing jargon, but don't worry. We are going to step-by-step demystify all of this so you can unlock your true return on investment. Let's jump in.
Section 1, the pursuit of high ROI, maximizing your return.
Okay, let's get right to the heart of the matter. Gathering mountains of digital data? That's just expensive noise if it isn't ultimately driving your bottom line. Every single tool we're covering today exists for one overarching reason: maximizing your return on investment, or ROI, making absolutely sure that the time, the energy, and the resources you're pouring into your online presence are actually giving you the highest possible return. Well, that's the whole point of this measurement module.
Moving right along to Section 2, inside site-side analytics, your home-based data.
We're taking an inside-out approach here, meaning first, we've got to look inward at the platforms you actually own. The source material emphasizes conducting site-side analytics. To translate that into plain English, it's just about understanding exactly what's happening inside your own digital house. Who's walking through the front door of your website? Which rooms or landing pages are they hanging out in the most? And where's the friction that's making them turn around and leave? This is your foundational measurement. It's the baseline reality of how users act on the property you control. But hey, tracking where people click is really just step 1. It's awesome to know someone visited a page, but like we just talked about, the ultimate goal is maximizing ROI. And that means we need tools that track the actual money. The sources highlight this critical need for dashboards specifically built for net revenue data. You absolutely need a dedicated, centralized spot where your raw sales figures, minus returns and allowances, just live and breathe.
Because when you pull up your analytics, you shouldn't have to dig through some massive, headache-inducing spreadsheet just to find your bottom line. A solid dashboard puts your net revenue right front and center, showing you exactly what your platform is generating. It tells you immediately, no confusion, what your net total is, and that keeps you intensely, relentlessly focused on your actual return on investment.
Now, of course, a single massive number doesn't exactly tell the whole story, does it? A visual breakdown of your net revenue streams lets you instantly grasp where your ROI is actually coming from. It's like looking at the pieces of a giant puzzle. Is one specific product line doing all the heavy lifting? Is another one just completely underperforming? Getting this kind of immediate visual breakdown is exactly what empowers you to make rapid, smart decisions about your digital property. Which brings us to Section 3, external ads and market stats, understanding the wider ecosystem. Okay, so once you step outside your own website, things can get pretty complex pretty fast. The module talks about third-party ad server analytics. I know, it sounds super intimidating, right? But honestly, these are just essential tools if you're paying to place ads out in the wild. If you're spending your hard-earned cash on social media campaigns or display networks, these external servers are what track whether those investments are actually converting into traffic back at your home base. Without them, you're basically just pouring ad spend into a black hole.
Now, beyond just ads, the source material brings up 2 other external forces you've got to monitor: web ratings, which show how your site is graded and perceived externally, and market comparison stats. And understanding both of these is absolutely crucial. Why? Because ultimately, you can't measure your success in a vacuum. You literally have to know what's happening outside your walls to truly understand your performance inside them.
Think about it like this. By contrasting your own site's metrics, say total visitors or bounce rate, against the market average, you instantly gain context. You might look at your numbers and think, wow, my traffic is incredibly low, only to compare it to the market and realize, actually, you're outperforming the industry baseline. Or maybe you thought you were crushing it, but the market stats reveal you're actually lagging behind your competitors. This external context is exactly what allows you to pivot and adapt. Because let's face it, you can't maximize your ROI if you're totally blind to the environment you're competing in.
All right, let's move into our final phase. Section 4, optimizing your analytics tools, the method to maximize.
So up until this point, we've really just been talking about gathering data, right? Conducting site analytics, looking at revenue dashboards, pulling market stats. But here's the secret. That is only half the battle. Simply having the tools and staring at the numbers, that's not going to magically improve your performance. The whole module culminates in what it calls the method to optimize the tools. You absolutely have to have a methodology for taking all this data you've gathered and actually putting it to work.
And this methodology, it's basically an actionable, continuous 3-step loop. Step 1, conduct your analytics. That means checking your site-side user activity and those third-party ad servers. Step 2, compare to market stats. Get that vital external context we just talked about. And then, Step 3, optimize the tools. This is where the magic happens. This means actively adjusting your platforms, reallocating your ad spend, and tweaking your dashboards based on the harsh reality of your data. It is a continuous, never-ending loop of reviewing and adjusting. When you actually commit to this method, you stop guessing, and you start growing. As someone who's really focused on learning this stuff, you know that actively optimizing these tools is exactly what drives that upward trend in your overall performance. You use your foundational measurements and those market comparisons to just constantly refine your approach, steadily pushing your metrics higher and higher over time to really effectively maximize that ROI.
We have covered a ton of ground today, from site-side tracking all the way to external market comparisons. But I want to leave you with this one final crucial question to chew on when you look at your own digital strategy. Are you just collecting data, or are you actively optimizing for ROI? It is so easy to get totally lost in dashboards and server analytics, but remember, the ultimate goal of the whole shebang is to make your digital presence more profitable and effective. So take this method, apply it to your platforms, and turn that raw data into real returns. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.